Welcome back. I'm so glad you could join me here today. Today we'll be doing a nice little simple painting. I hope you can follow along with me. Let me have them run the colors across the screen that you'll need to paint along with me. While you're doing that, let me tell you what I got done up here. I have my regular 16 by 20 inch canvas, pre-stretched, double primed, and I added a thin layer of the liquid white. Rather than that, it's slick, it's wet, it's ready to go. I thought today we can do a painting with maybe like a little waterfall or something involving that. So I'm going to grab a little bit of Prussian blue, a little bit of alizarin crimson right off the bat, just working with our palette knives, and a little bit of titanium white. I just want to tone down my blue. A little bit more blue. I don't want it looking lavender either. I want like a lavender to the blue side. There. Just mix it up to your liking. Each person is going to view it a little differently, and that's okay. That's completely okay. Now, you know what? To a separate pile, let's go ahead, let's add in more white. Maybe cut a little bit more. There. So we have light, and we have our shade. Let's go ahead. Let me beat the brush to get any dust off that might have got. Let me tap that paint into the brush. Let's just come up here, a little bit of light. Now let's come to the center and just go hit it crazy. There we are. We need color. I was gonna use the light, but we'll use the light for something else. There. There we are. And the liquid white will make the color lighter anyway, so you don't have to worry too much about that if that's your main concern. There we are. There. Ever so gently. Shoom. Now, let me go ahead into some of our light and just hop in some things right around here. Make the color a bit more opaque. There. Darken up the corners a little bit. Just a little bit. Just adding a little bit of Prussian blue and still mixing in some of that color. Just to kind of give it more of a blue feel, but also darken it. There. Okay. Now, let me go in with the 1-inch brush. Load up that brush. And with the corner of the brush, all we're going to do is just simply tap and kind of pull down. There. Maybe there lives another cloud right over here. You can just tap in these little clouds that live out in your painting. There. Now, let's come up here. Let me beat the brush a bit, and with that same brush we used for the sky, I'm going to go in circles just on the base of the cloud. Very gentle. Very, very gentle. Lift up. And kind of just go crisscross. Where I want to diffuse it a bit more, go across. And just like that, we're in business. Now, I'm going to use the dagger brush, just like I did the other time on the last video. A little bit of liquid white and a little bit of titanium white. Mostly liquid white though. And just adding in little details wherever I think the cloud will look the whitest. There's some spots in the cloud where it looks whiter than other. There we are. Maybe right here just a little bit. Let's come up here. This kind of disappeared. There. Just like that, you can reinstate your highlights, your spots where you think they should be the brightest. Okay, we'll put that dagger brush to the side. We're gonna use it probably in the later part of this video. There. Lift up very gently, very, very gently, and go across. Now, with that allows it to kind of pop out and stand out a little bit more. Now, let's go with an angle brush. Good old angle brush. And let's come up here and let's decide. I think right around here. Shoom. There. This brush is kind of like if you guys weren't comfortable using that 1.5 inch that I used to use in previous videos in the beginning when I first started out, the 1.5 inch that had an angle, this is the same thing, does the same tricks, just smaller. I like the other one a bit more. I can't find it, but I liked it a bit more because it covered more grounds. But this one's nice for little details. There, just doing like a little mountain. Okay, and all I'm going to do is just kind of block in a little bit of color just here and there. Okay, now let's go with our 2-inch brush. Just grab it and pull it. Very easy and gentle. Shouldn't take too much pressure. There. Shoo. There. Now, what I want to do is I want to add some color for right now in case I want some water. So I'm gonna grab some Prussian blue, some of that light color, but little touch of yellow just to turn it slightly green. Little touch. Instead of using green, since I don't have green on my palette, we're using a little bit of yellow. And if it gets too green on us, we just add in a little bit more blue. So you can test what color you have with adding white. A little bit more white. There, I like that color. Let's go in with our 2-inch brush, tap some of that color in there, pull out to the end, outside in. There. Same thing with the other side. If you're trying to do a Bob Ross technique painting, don't start from the middle out, because then it's going to leave a mark and it's not going to look like the one Bob Ross did. Today we're doing one that's like Bob Ross style. Sometimes I like to change up the style. Okay, right now I'm kind of just blocking in color and shapes. I think over here there's going to live some land. See, with blocking in, I know where things are gonna go, and it can save you time if you know what you're doing. The last couple of times, I had no idea. That's why it took me longer. Let's go ahead and just pull some of that color in there. There. A little bit of black in my 2-inch. Just using mountain mixture. Come over here. This is gonna be like a path area. Some reflections before I even forget. And go across. Now, let me go with that same dirty angle brush into a little bit of cadmium yellow. We're gonna go back to the mountain in a sec. Right now I'm just trying to heavily block in some color. There. Just to kind of give this shape and form and know where I want to go. I got this idea in my mind like 5-10 minutes ago. So I don't want to lose it. I don't want to be working on one part and forget about where was I. That's happened to, I feel like, every painter. They're painting and working on something, and as soon as they do one brushstroke, they forget all the rest. I don't want that to happen. So I'm blocking in, because once you have I feel once you have the basic, then you can be like, oh, that was supposed to be that, and just change it up a bit. Okay, so I'm going to have some grass here on the edge. I know that. Boom. Boom, boom, boom. We're going to add more details here. Well, depending on the time we have. There, just kind of crisscross stroke. Now, let's go back to working on our mountain. Let me clear up some space on my palette. Just by cleaning up that paint. Just kind of wiping it. Putting it to a pile. And all I'm doing is clean my knife. Now, let's go ahead. Some green that we already used. Doesn't matter. And some alizarin crimson. Now, all I'm doing is just mixing up a brown. Okay, so with that, I have a good healthy pile of our brown. All I'm going to do is go with my dagger brush and really just work color in. This is gonna be like our base color, so I don't really care too much right now. All I'm doing is just blocking in. Okay, just like so. I got quiet on you guys, I'm sorry. I just realized, hey, I'm too quiet. Okay, I'm gonna switch to my angle brush because that one has more, uh, it's less softer, I should say. So I can kind of push that paint more in the fabric of the canvas. There, there we are. Just push that color straight in. Maybe you guys want this mountain to be out of, I don't know, maybe snow. You guys can change it up. Now I'm just adding a little bit of white to my brown, and all I'm going to do is just put some highlights on this. So just that same brown color, just a little bit of white. There. Now some parts it looks like it's blending in because the color blended and it got lighter. We'll fix that in a couple of, maybe a couple minutes. I don't know. But we'll fix it. We'll make it stand out really, really nice. Okay. So I'm gonna go into a little bit of mountain mixture, and I'm gonna take some brown, a little bit more mountain mixture. I want it nice and dark. Look how dark this color is. Let's come up here and decide where exactly you want this shadow to kind of play in. There. Shoo. Load up your brush and just have at it. Step back, look at it, see where you can kind of make things stand out a bit more. Because not all the time it's just blocking, and that's it. Sometimes it's how would it look like this. So I'm just going to soften this up a bit. Just shoo, very gently. Blend this out. Those shadows kind of play in. Okay, let's go ahead. Let's go ahead. Let me go into a little bit of blue with a little bit of brown on my brush so it just dilutes that color. Let's go ahead do a waterfall. There. Just something. In your painting, if you think that doesn't look realistic enough for you or whatever, you don't have to put it in. That's the good part about painting. You don't have to put it in. You just do what you want to do. There. Just kind of pull out some highlights. Shoo. Okay. Now I'm going to blend it, thinking about lighting. Okay. Maybe a few little spots here, few little spots there. And another thing that I want to um, focus on, let me have someone lower the light a bit, is I want to have some trees. So I'm gonna go into a little bit of mountain mixture and just shoom there. Just a couple of trees, couple layers of trees just growing out there. Tap with my 2-inch just to kind of blend that color. Most of the time I'm just blocking in, really, if you think about it. And just lift up with that angle just so it adjusts adjust to the way the curvature of the mountain and all that. Now we'll go into a little bit of cadmium yellow, little bit of that dirty brush, so a little bit of blue if you think about it. And all I'm going to do is just slightly touch wherever I think the light would hit the trees. There. Just going up and down. There we are. Okay. All I'm going to do is just lift this up and kind of pull down that curvature just to the way you like it, really. Let me go ahead. Let's go into that light blue color we made in the beginning. And has a little bit of green, but it doesn't really matter to me. You know what? I thought that was a good idea. Not anymore. I don't like it. That's the cool part about painting. You can try ideas. I highly recommend you try ideas. Never really know um, what ideas you'll like unless you really give it a shot. There. And if anything, you can always cover it up. It's pretty easy. Look how quick I basically covered that up. You wouldn't know unless you saw the video. Little bit of brown. You know what? I'm gonna start over here. Just trying to do this pretty quickly. because who wants to see me put in dirt for such a long time? Little bit of brown, little bit of white, and let's just shoom, just a little bit. Okay, a little bit of that cadmium yellow color. There we are. Just sort of deciding where the things will go. This is more technical, blocking in and all that. Before I didn't really block in now that I think about it. But it's up to you guys if you want to try blocking in colors and all that stuff. Um, let's go ahead. A little bit of black, a little bit of cadmium yellow, just a little bit. And all I'm going to do is just scrub on a little bit more black. Just scrub on a little what looks to be like a line. There. And we'll lift that up. I like to tap it a bit. We'll lift that up just to make it appear like distant little trees. We'll go with a little bit more black. Just a little bit. You don't need much. And just really decide where your other one will start to show. I just do it to most of the time to cover up the base of a mountain. There we are. A little bit of dark green because not too much light would hit it after this is blocking it. Okay. Let's grab a clean palette knife. I was going to use a dirty one. Some titanium white, cut a roll, and just a few little water lines. There. Just kind of scrub them in. There. Now, all that I'm going to do, let me grab a fan brush. I'm going to go into some mountain mixture, load that brush up full with paint. Let's come up here, just boop, load that brush up, and just tap out an evergreen. Those trees live in your brushes. All you gotta do is just tap, tap, tap. Load up that brush. There. With the fan brush, it doesn't take too long, really, if you think about it. Now, let's go ahead. Maybe another one has a little slant to him. That's okay. Little slant doesn't hurt nobody. There. Just tapping, really. Just tapping side to side. I think nowadays, people who try to teach, because I watch people who try to teach just complicate things. Yeah, I get stuck on my words at times. See, I feel if I had better cameras, better lighting, and all that, I can teach people better. Not saying I'm the best, but I just see some people and I'm just like, oh, I could do better than that. But it's the lighting and the camera that doesn't let you guys really see 100% well what I'm doing. Other people beat me in that area, the camera and lighting, and I never filmed before I ever started this, at least. Some cadmium yellows with that same dirty brush, a little bit of liquid white just to make that paint thin. As you know, a thin paint will stick onto a thicker paint. We'll make the light coming this way, light's kind of hitting this way in general. So just tap on a nice little highlight. There. And just kind of let it fade off with the dark color and everything. At the bottom, it wouldn't be as bright as you would see it at the top. A little bit more liquid white just to make that color a little brighter as well, because over here more light would hit it. There. I like doing some trees down, some trees up. I think it's a good variation. I think when you start doing all of them the same, then your painting gets too predictable. That's why at times I'll do a mix of both. Sometimes, not all the times. But it's all up to you, the painter. You're the one in charge, you're the one holding the brush. No one can tell you what to do. They can suggest things, they can never tell you. I just go through this a little bit. There. Now, let's come up here, just a few little spots. Let's go ahead and let's block in some color with my flat brush. There. There we are. Just a little bit of brown. Pick up some white. Let's come up here and just add it in. We'll blend it in a sec. And then a little bit of black with the brown, not just pure black. And let's come up here and make some spots seem like shadows. And just blend all that together. Now we'll go into some cadmium yellow. And we'll just start blocking in. I know I say that, but most of the part is just me blocking in. We can just have at it. Okay, let me go through some of that. Light color, just, and what I like to do, just to kind of make it a bit interesting, Did I use this? Yeah, I was using this one. We'll go with the 1 inch, 2 inch, and just we'll mix up this style. If anything, you guys see me done it multiple times. You can always go back when your painting's dry and just change it. Fix things you don't like and bada bing, bada boom. Now, final thing, we're gonna go into a little bit of white with that dirty blue dagger brush. And all I'm going to do is just do like an S. And I'll do like a swan, really. If you want, you can add a little bit of yellow. I'm gonna just leave it like that because I don't want to risk ruining what I have already. Right there. And for birds, you can use the angle brush too. Just like so. And maybe that's final thing. Just maybe a branch kind of sticking out. Just seeing that water, that area. You can do this with different brushes. Script liner, 1 inch flat brush. It's whatever you really feel comfortable with. A little bit of white. And I think with that, we'll conclude today's painting. I really hope you enjoyed this painting. Try this painting out. If you do, send me an email. I would love to see what you guys create. I'm a little late on the emails, but I will catch up and respond to everyone who sends me an email. I'd like to wish each and every one of you the best of luck, and I'll see you in the next video. Until then, take care, my friends. Goodbye.